So, you got the call recently. How did you feel when you found out you were getting your kidney and pancreas transplant?
Yeah, so I felt incredible. One of the things that was sort of unique to my story was I had actually gotten the call 3 times before. And I think one of the things that people don't necessarily realize is sometimes you can get the call in for transplant, but when they do the donor surgery, there can be something wrong with any one of the organs. It can have different fatty cells on it. There can be an injury, whatever it may be. So I had sort of experienced both the highs and the lows of getting the call. And this time, something about it just felt different. It's hard to explain. I just had a really good feeling about it. And but I was ready to also sort of be disappointed because it's just a reality of organ donation. It's not a perfect time every single time. But yeah, I got the call and I went in for the next day, and you basically go into the hospital and they do all the blood work and they work you up and you get put into a room, and you're sort of told like, we'll know at this time if everything is good to go, which was 2:30 in the morning, and I obviously was asleep. So I woke up at 6 o'clock and they said, all right, you're going in half an hour. And I said, okay. So it was, pretty amazing to sort of finally know that it was happening. It really felt sort of surreal and unbelievable. And it was a mix of excitement and nervousness, but really just, this sort of hope and belief that on the other side was this whole new life waiting for me. So I was both diagnosed on my mom's birthday 30 plus years ago with type 1 diabetes, and then cured of type 1 diabetes on the exact same day. So it was very serendipitous.
Wow, that's incredible. How long was the procedure itself, the transplant procedure?
Yeah, so it's about 6 to 7 hours. There's obviously a lot of back table work that goes into it, and that just means that they're sort of working up the different organs and preparing them to be, transplanted into you. And then you wake up in the ICU, and you don't know anything. You don't know your right hand from your left hand. And within 6 days, I was back home, which is mind-blowing to me.
That is mind-blowing. So why don't you tell us about those first few days and the first couple of weeks post-transplant?
Yeah, so the first few days, obviously you are sort of hooked up to every machine on a lot of drugs. And so it was a little fuzzy, but around sort of day 3, day 4, I started to sort of really, wake up and become a bit more aware of sort of what was going on. And really the thought that was running through my head was like, do the organs work? Like, are they being accepted? There's a high likelihood for rejection sort of within those first 48 hours. And so, 99% of my thoughts were just like, please work. And they did. And my blood sugar started to come down immediately. My creatinine, which is sort of the level of what we measure for kidney function, started to come down immediately. Little things like my skin suddenly felt different, I had color in my face. I had been sort of like a light tinge of yellow before, and all of a sudden I had like pink in my cheeks, and I was just like, pink in my cheeks, this is amazing. And then on day 6, I went home, and my mom was with me and sort of taking care of me. I was slow, and things were sort of hard to move around. I have a quite a large incision sort of from the top of my belly button all the way down, which is about 12 inches. And I was walking with a cane for a little bit just for comfort. But yeah, so far so good. I'm able to eat all the cheese I want. I can, have all the chocolate. It's pretty remarkable that within 6 or 7 hours, these 2 chronic diseases that occupied so much of my life are cured.